The next question is, what funding sources do you see for the future of Grand Lodge? Brother Tupper.
Well, the funding sources of our Grand Lodge have always been the same. It's been the membership. That's where our money comes from. We also receive money from our investments of the monies that have already come in for the membership, and that's a sizable sum. That actually, most of that now is going into Washington Masonic Charities. We voted some years ago to take 2% of that money as a management fee for the Grand Lodge, and the Grand Lodge exists with that money as well as from the membership dues and assessments from the lodges. I don't see those funding sources changing over the years. Thank you.
Very Worshipful Brother Beers.
Well, I think Very Worshipful Brother Tupper outlined the funding sources quite well. I would like to see a deeper dive into our investment policies, into our investment structure, to see if there is a way to get better returns or to build that into a more robust future funding source. That's not to disparage anything that's been done. If you're looking for new funding sources, I don't really see any. It's the membership dues, which is we pass through the lodges with our assessment, and it's our investment portfolio. And I think our assessment is pretty much where it should be for right now, although masonry is relatively inexpensive. If you look at what it actually costs you as an individual to receive the benefits of this fraternity, it's just not very much. It's not costing you out of pocket very much, and we should consider what are you getting on your return and that. But as far as looking at the existing funding, one other aspect that they're developing, my understanding is that the Grand Lodge is working towards is the rental of the existing building. So the new building that we've purchased actually has tenants, and so there is some revenue there. But I believe that's primarily paying off the building, which is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in general, I don't see any new funding coming into being. I think what we have, but I would like to see some real deep dive into our existing investment portfolio to see how we could grow that. Thank you.
Brother Coffman.
I think my learned brothers to my right have fairly well stated what our current funding sources is, and I don't see a major change in that, with one exception. The creation of the Washington Masonic Charities as a public charity, and to continue the good works of the Washington Masonic Charities, we need to seek out funding from private sources, non-member sources for that, and I believe that the Washington Masonic Charities is working those angles, possible grant applications for that. And we can do the same thing with our lodges to the extent that they need money to maintain their buildings or whatever. Grant opportunities are there. There are usually strings attached, so you have to weigh those. But I believe that's another possibility for us. Thank you.
I currently serve on the Grand Lodge Finance Committee, and Grand Lodge Finance Committee is already looking into increasing and having our investment manager increase our returns on our investment so that we have more revenues to work with to support Grand Lodge. But this fraternity does have one program that is available, but I don't see it being used a lot, and that is called, when we pass away, or encourage those members to set up in their wills to leave a portion of their estate to Grand Lodge. When that happens, then Grand Lodge can invest it. And then from that investment, you get a return. This is one way that we can build a stream of revenue by encouraging the members to say, hey, you know, in your will, leave $5,000 to Grand Lodge. Leave $10,000 to Grand Lodge. Put it into Washington Masonic Charities. Washington Masonic Charities does have a fund, but it's managed by Grand Lodge. And we get a fee for managing that fund. When we can take and build that big pool of money through gifted, when you pass away, or when you say, you know, even to take on your wife's life insurance policy, if she was to pass away, take $5,000 of it, send it to Grand Lodge. If everybody did that, we would have more invested, we would have more of a revenue stream. But I do agree with my brothers, we need to push, and as a member of the Finance Committee, we go through a review every year with Rudy Shaw, our investment broker, to encourage them to take a little bit more of an aggressive role in the investments. We don't want to be out there, you know, wildcatting, as I would say it, and investing it, you know, without, you know, taking risk. But we want to minimize that risk, but yet we want to get the maximum gain. And they are doing that for us, and we are looking at that, and we've been looking at it. But I think if we were to get back and encourage members to leave just a small amount when you pass away to the fraternity out of love, respect, and hoping that the fraternity will keep on going and support something that we basically have had a pretty easy ride. Thank you.